Welcome back to our cross stitch channel,
Stitching a Little.
In today's video, we're going to be showing you my WIP updates. It's been quite a while since I have done one of these updates of my projects. And stay tuned because you'll see my mom's WIP updates on the next video on the channel. And she's been able to advance very much on her projects. Okay, let's not wait any longer and let's get started with our WIP updates. Okay, so I'm going to start off first with the stocking. This is the Dimensions stocking and I've been able to stitch on this one almost everything. This is what I've been able to stitch. Basically all the full crosses of the pattern. The pattern itself is completely stitched. Everything is done, and even the back stitch, all of that is complete in this design. The only thing that I would be missing would be the French knots, which would be basically like the snowy part of the design on the top on the blue background. And also it would be 2 red bows. One will be here on the broom, on the bottom of the broom, and the other would be here below this birdie. I haven't been able to do those 2 red bows, nor the French knots. But the idea that we came up with for the French knots was essentially to replace them with beads. So that's what I've been doing. I've been replacing what would be the French knots with these white shimmery beads. In our opinion, it looks very well in the design. It does resemble the snow quite well, which would have been what the French knots would have done. So as you can see, everything else of the design, the back stitch, all the design itself is complete. I'm not going to finish it now, not until this Christmas of 2023, which we have all the year to go. And reason being, since my grandmother wasn't able to come to our home this year from her homeland, hopefully she'll be able to be here this year, hopefully before the end of the year. And once again, we hope to be able to just put the stockings of us 3 by the end of the year, and hopefully by that time we'll have her here at home. So this is the stocking and it's basically all complete except those few details that I'm missing to be able to fully finish the project. This is the first project. Now we're moving on to the second. Okay, so for the second project, you actually haven't seen this one on our channel yet. And this is a magic needle project. Is this design that you see. This one is called Honey Flavor. And this one is from the same brand of the green and blue landscape, which you'll see in just a bit. This one measures 32 by 40 centimeters and it's in a moline thread, which is basically the flosses that Magic Needle comes with. But as you can tell by the colors of the flosses, there's a lot of variety, including these pops of yellows and reds. Keeping in mind that the design itself has a lot of yellow pops of color with these florals, these flowers. It has those pops of red, which would be the strawberries and this fruit over here. And if you can tell by the design, it has these curtains, and if you look through the window, you can see a tiny little landscape. It's a very cute design that once I saw it, I fell in love with the design itself. It is in a 14 count Aida. This is how much I've been able to stitch. So you can see that I started from this corner over here, the below one, and this is how it's going. So far, I've enjoyed the experience stitching on this one. It's basically the same as the other magic needle that I've stitched. And if you haven't tried any of the magic needles designs, we highly recommend that you do because they're very good to stitch with. They're a very good quality, especially the threads. My mom has also finished one of the magic needle designs, which you'll be seeing here on the screen. It was a Cadillac, a red Cadillac, and it turned out beautiful. That design that she stitched. She finished it when we first started our Flosstube channel. So it's been at least 1 or 2 years since she finished that project, and she also really liked stitching from this brand, Magic Needle. So yeah, this is how much I've been stitching. I think it's around 1,100 crosses, full crosses that I have so far, but I really love stitching this design. All right, let's move on to our next project. Okay, so for the next project, it's a Riolis project, which is also another brand that we really enjoy stitching. So this one is the Cannon family, which is this one of the dogs. You might have seen this one in some Facebook groups or in some cross stitchers here on the Flosstube. And I'm doing this one as a set because they have this one that you can see it's also the feline family, which is the one of the cats. There's a lot of stitchers that are also stitching this one or that have stitched this one. My mom is actually going to be stitching this one of the cats, and at the same time I'll be stitching this one of the dogs. But they're the same collection essentially, and it measures 40 by 30 centimeters. Something about this project that you should note, it is in wool thread. So if you haven't stitched in wool thread, I will tell you that at least in our personal experience, they're very good to stitch with. We've actually really enjoyed the way that the threads are able to stitch on the fabric. This one is in a 14 count Aida, and it's a rustic type of fabric in that rustic color. Also, something about the wool threads. My mom actually finished a Riolis project in wool thread. Again at the beginning of our channel,
and start with the family cat.
Yes, she's starting with the cat one at the moment, but the one that I'm talking to you about is the bunnies. That's the first one that she ever stitched. You'll be seeing here on the screen the picture of that design. It turned out beautiful, so you can see in the pictures how cute it turned out. And that one was also in wool thread. Not all of the Riolis kits are in wool thread, but most of them are. Just make sure that you read the description of each of the kits that you're getting. This is how much I've been able to stitch of the design. I started in this corner at the bottom, and you can see that you can already start seeing the little paw of the dog and a little bit of the carpet itself. Basically, so far, I've been really enjoying stitching with wool thread. Once again, I don't have any problems with this type of thread. It's actually very comfortable to stitch with, and I really do like the experience. All right, now let's move on to the next project. All right, now this is another Magic Needle project that I'm almost finishing. If you remember, or if you're new to the channel, this is one that I've been stitching for at least 2 years now, but once again I'm very happy because I finally am able to say that at least in the next WIP update I'll have it already done, hopefully. So what would be the sky of the design, which is where the little clouds are, you can see some pops of blue and pops of purple. What would be the sky is basically all half stitch, so that is a little bit easier because that means that you'll be able to advance a lot quicker. That's basically all I'm missing, with the exception of a few greens over here, which would be basically only a few stitches of green that I'll be missing or that I have to stitch. The rest is, as you can see, it's all half stitch, and it would be the sky. And I'm very excited because I can't wait to finish this one and be able to show it fully finished on the channel. I'll be putting the measurements of this design specifically here on the screen. I did stitch this one in a 14 count Aida, and I love how it's turning out. If I've had to stitch this one again, or if I have to pick once again, I would have picked a different count of Aida for this one. Although this one doesn't look bad, I think that with more experience, it would have looked a little bit better on a smaller count Aida. As you saw, that was all for my WIP updates. You've seen some new projects and others that I've been able to advance a little bit. And other than the stocking, that I do want to finish it just for the new Christmas season.
Maybe next year, my mom is her grandma coming.
Yeah, we want her to be close to us, and hopefully we'll have her here by this year, of 2023, and she'll be with us here at home. And if she's here for the holidays, which hopefully would be even before the holidays, we'll be able to hang up the 3 stockings of us for this upcoming Christmas. And that's why we haven't finished it yet, at least mine. I'll finish it further on in the year before Christmas hits once again. But that was all for my cross stitch updates, and if you want to see my mom's, then subscribe so that you don't miss out on our next video. That will be her WIP updates of her cross stitch projects. And well, that was all. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.